All right, peace, peace, peace. For first on your house, shall blessing on your day. By His mercies, we aren't consumed. We're alive in the most on your house, shall body, and two, we're naturally alive. And yeah, man, you know it's crazy. I've just been, I don't know why, but it's been a horror type of year for me. Like, well, one, going through trials and tribulations, rough things of that nature. But I've just been like, with sinners, and recently watching 28 Years Later. Was watching this week, or last night I was watching this movie with Kadeem Hardison back in the day, called Death by Temptation. It was just kind of another vampire movie, and and also too, I was watching Jacob's Ladder. That's pretty much a psychological thriller, horror type of thing. So, but really, man, but even that side note, like when I watch these, I really watch them like for the spiritual, like well, one, I'm just like, before I even got in the word, I just like movies, things of that nature. It really kind of started, like I always did, but really, even me, like, looking at films and looking at movies like that started in high school, like, my senior year. And, I ain't gonna say a name, but English class, so we had that. Then it kind of really started from there. Then, but, it started from that. Then also too, man, like, just going, now coming into word, like, even before the word, I always try to look at, I'm pretty sure y'all brothers and sisters did as well, but I always try to look at the like deeper meaning of things in a movie or a TV show, things in nature, but how much more like in the word that you brothers and sisters and myself, like we watch things with spiritual eyes and listen to things with spiritual ears, man, because it's crazy because I was watching this movie called Death by Temptation last night. It came out 1990, so like 35 something years ago. So yeah, man, I just want to yeah, man. So, but pretty much, man. But I just want to get into this though, man, in the scripture and Proverbs, because this too. Because let me say this too as well. I think we talked about this as well too. Because a lot of times too, people just a lot of it. I think it's a lot of times certain people's it's their ego, and they're like a lot of times too. Because people like yes, is there actually energy vampires out there that just want to be around other people just to siphon and get off their spirit, off their energy? Yes, there is. But no, I see too many people. A lot honestly always saying that. It's like, okay, cool. Is that really the case with you, or is that your ego? Now, with some people, that's the case. People are really like that, or some people, and as well, man. Some people are really just energy vampires, or what they quote unquote energy vampires, as they say, man. They're going to siphon and taking everything out you. They want you to do everything like them that live their life for them and all this type of stuff. They be mindful, because this shout out to the elder brother Judah Mack, man, because he said this too, and Masharatha. He said, man, be mindful of people that that you're worse off when you met them. Like you're worse off before you met them. You're worse off with them, man. And I've been some a lot of times with as far as like physically or as material, like possessions, things of that nature, like say if somebody cheats you out of the money, or this like you're spiritually, like you're worse off without them, or like they drained a lot out of you. Yeah, man, just gotta that's what Yahushua meant by like, listen, if the right eye offend thee, pluck it off. Like he's talking about inwardly, like that going against that inward man, dying like to the killing off the old man, old woman, or killing off the old person, the old you off, like the old self off. But also too, he's talking about people as well, man. Just cut cut it off, man. Like honestly, man, because yeah, man. But let's get this too in Proverbs chapter 30 or 15 real quick, because we about to get into this real quick. It says Proverbs 13 verse 15. It says a leech has two daughters. Both are named Give and Me. There are four things that are never satisfied. So yeah, man, because you know what it is too. Because if you look at the word leech, not only leech is an actual insect, but one of the definitions for a leech is a bloodsucker, man. So it's kind of like because now I'm always talking about like because I was actually talking about this with my homie, man. Like when you got certain people like that, man, you just gotta let go. Honestly, like, of course, be patient, long suffering with them, but then it's like over time, it's like okay, And me personally, I hate having to do that, but it's like certain times, all right, yeah, man, because honestly, shoot, but let's grab this chapter, Proverbs chapter 30 verse 15. We're gonna read this in Good News translation. It says, "The horse leech has two daughters, crying, give, give. There are three things that are never satisfied, and the fourth thing say not, it is enough." So yeah, man, it's always like just. Like it might be to be mindful of this. I had to be self-aware, self-examine, self-aware will self-examine and examine myself with this, or watch out for this. Like, just be mindful of relationships and the dynamics where, like, when this like the elder brother Judah Mac Maserati, they did a class video years ago about like being a surety for your friend, for your brother, for your people, whether in the world, out the word. Like, always that reciprocation, man. Like, and you just don't do things off of reciprocation, because like Sirach 12 and 2 goes into listening. You don't get like, you do it just because, like, that's what the Most High House commanded, and you just do it just off of GP. But you just do it because also too the Most High House in some way is going to recompense you. But but be mindful of dynamics where it's like, you're even be mindful of, not if it just happened to you, if you see that with other people as well, like, that people just always just consume, eat, and never, like, check to make sure everything's okay on the other end. Like, it doesn't even have to be with you. Just be mindful that even if you see this person, this set party, or this set person do it with other individuals, man, like they eat and they consume and they just leave, man. Just be mindful of that, man. Like, never even, because sometimes this is even like, because this too. So certain people, like, right, because we shared that reel the other day about how, like, people can, like, about paying people back, right? Because because it's all right, the word goes into that. Of course, we know the word goes into that, but certain times you got some people, they just life, their situation, like, they this who they are and things, and they just can't pay you back. They just always that person. They just go through things, like, things is just constantly, like, this lifelong, like, they just go through things, man. It's just going to they're kind of always, like, in the tough spot. Pretty much there's some people that just can't pay you back. They just won't, but they pay you back in other ways. It's their love, their loyalty. They help in other ways. They always quick to, like, they're always on time, always Johnny on the spot for something, man. Like, they pay you back. This is also to this presence, who they are, man. Their character, like, who they are. They pay you back in that way. But even if they can't financially pay you back, but just be mindful of people that do that too. Just eat or consume. Not even just like food or physical things, just spiritual, like, just consume, and they never look to see, like, and that's go back to that 2 Timothy 3, like, people be lovers of their own selves, because man, we just live in that type of world, man. But that's neither here nor there. Let's read this again. It says, Proverbs chapter 30 verse 15. It says, the horse leech had 2 daughters, crying, give these. There are 3 things that are never satisfied. Yea, 4, and say not, it is enough. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is too, man. But because me and actually one of my I call my aunt in the word, like, we was talking about that when we met up a while back, man. Like, but let's get that, man. Because let's get that in Judges real quick, man. Because then we're going to second that real quick, man. Because those things, that interview, the G Vampire, so-called, like, that thing, that's the actual thing, man. That dynamic is real, man. Like, that's what the word is kind of going to here, man. Like, give. People, some people will just really just drain you over your spirit. One, it could be this person trying to, like, siphon, like, off of this person's spirit, or off of this person's energy, energy, but not in a bad way, because what it is too, because that's not, because it's a dynamic too. That's why we mentioned the pride and ego type of thing too, because that's not always a bad thing. Because what, then in Numbers 11, like, Moses, like, the men, people that was with Moses got, like, his spirit was of the Most High House, the Holy Spirit off of that. Then Elisha asked Elijah for his spirit, man. Exactly. So that's nothing. And doesn't the Most High House, Luke 11 say he'll freely give us the Holy Spirit, man, if we ask him for his spirit, for more faith, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, man. So that's not always a bad thing, man, because that's where the like, the mindset and the mentality of it is, like, the motive is behind it, man. Because when people say that, it's because one, if people want that, there's nothing wrong with that too. But of course, like, you always, like the brother sent me first one said, you always want to be used, just don't want to be misused. So that's the thing as well. But yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, because there are people that, like, that do that, but on the other end, there are people that that are just leeches, are just energy vampires, will suck everything out of you, man. And honestly, for the most part, man, it's not even worse lot of times too with physical things or carnal things or like money or like resources, things, and that's not even the worst time how they get you. Sometimes it's just spiritually, like you're just like that's honestly word for me. I speak as a man, but let's get this Judges real quick, man. Judges 8 and yeah, 8 and 35. Because this too, our people, even inside the word, outside the word, this is our people as a people. We always had this on to the next type of spirit. Okay, we build people up. That's why in the Dark Knight, in the Spider-Man says, listen, you either live long enough to see yourself, you either die hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. We build people up, then we build people up, and of course, and we eventually turn them. That's what happened to your house shot. But then not only that, we build people up, then just to blame them, just to say, oh, it's your fault, man. Just to and also too, our people just even with this, even outside the war, even through our history, man. Like we done this, man. We have always had this on to the next spirit, because listen, even we're gonna see this with Gideon in a sense, man. But even outside the word, right? With a for example, right, with a not because I don't agree with everything these men did, but we do this with a Marcus Garvey or Malcolm X or things of that nature. Yeah, we will do this all and stuff like that, but people never probably only a few people. I'm just speaking as a man, but only a few probably seen if this person's family was okay after everything these people did for so-called for people that you ideologies and things of that nature, you say you believe that after all the things they did, the people never seen to see if things were good their way. We just move on to the next person. We just move on to the next. But let's get this in Judges chapter 8 verse 35, man, because that's not a good spirit to have, honestly, man. But yeah, it says, because this Judges chapter 8 verse 35. This is after everything Gideon did for him. But you know what it is too? Neither, and this after he died. It says, neither shewed they kindness to the house of Jerubbaal, namely Gideon, which according to all the goodness which he had showed unto Israel. So exactly, man. So yeah, man, and that's what it is. Same thing. Even that's why Yahushua comes to the bottom of the book, man. Because listen, after everything Yahushua lived his life, his entire life for us. This is something that he didn't have to do, but and what do we do? We killed him. With the prophets, we killed them, man. So or even our people always had this on to the next spirit. Okay, all right, cool. This person's okay, they put in a lot of work for the betterment of our people. Then they die or something, or they fall on hard times, and our people just look on the other side. Well, damn, it's messed up, and we go on to the next, man. That's just bad to do, man. That's just, but what it is too. That goes back into that leech, that energy vampire type of spirit. That we just leech, take and move on, and that's just is what it is, man. Because yeah, man, that's just is what it is, man. But yeah, let's grab a second edges real quick, man, because sometimes, man, you need to even be alone. Don't take it personal too, man, because it's too, because not everybody, but this will type of the so-called energy vampire, they would take this personally. They would let's get the second Edges chapter 10 real quick, because not everybody, because sometimes Moses, Yahushua, all the other prophets, Jeremiah, Ezra, they need to be alone, man. Just from with the Most High Yahushua, just to grow in faith, or just to grow inwardly, just pray, fast, things of that nature. But but here's the thing too as well. But let's grab this real quick, man. This is in second Edges. Yeah, second Edges chapter 12 and verse 40. It says, and it came to pass when all the people saw the 7 days were past, that I come not again into the city, they gather all together from least unto the greatest, and came unto me. It says, what have we offended thee, and what evil have we done against thee? For thou hast forsaken us and sittest in thy place. So see, Ezra's was their intercessor at the time, like a Jeremiah, because we always need the intercessor. Or of course Yahushua, Jeremiah or Job, Ezra was like that, or Moses. But notice how they said, listen, what did we do? But it's not. And here's the thing: is we always say, it's not always about you, because sometimes you gotta be think about other people's perspective, what they go, because that's a flesh and blood person at the end of the day as well, man. because quiet is kept. A lot of counselors, even in the world, they even get therapy sometimes, man. So. Yeah, man, that's just is what it is too. But notice how they said they said, what do we do? And it's not like, don't take it personal, like the old Monica song, man. Like, it's not about you. It's probably not about you. It's nothing that you did. It's something that I just need to do, grow spiritually, man. But but I understand from their perspective, man, because it's like, okay, like, you're really the only hope we got, things of that nature. But but that, like, this is a person that but of course you trust in the Most High house shot at the end of the day. But even from that perspective, I can understand that. But honestly too. But somebody like an energy vampire, they'll be upset like that. They probably, so I'm not, I wasn't there, but probably some of them were like that. Like, what have we offended thee? Like, where did you go? Because, like, now it's the fact that they just want to like siphon off of that, but and then just move on to the next, man. Don't even say thank, because even like somewhere in Luke, man, it was like it was somewhere in Luke. Where's it at in Luke? Where when after Yahushua healed like 3 men, or healed the men, only one of them came back to say thank you, man. So that's just is what it is with that, man. But somebody like an energy vampire, they'll say this. Second Esdras chapter 12 verse 41. It says, "What have we offended thee? What evil have we done against thee? Thou hast forsaken us and sits in this place." Yeah, but we talked about this in another video, a while back, man. But yeah, man, that's just what it is, man. You gotta be mindful of that, man, because that is a actual thing, man. But it could be a good thing. Well, one, like, not at the end, like, because it's more of like, that's more of building each other up in the faith, man. When people want to be around you, like, acts like, or won't be around you because of spirit or that you possess, really, and more importantly in righteousness, and with the Most High Yahushua. But even sometimes, even outside the word, I hear this conversation, man. That's not always a bad thing, man. Because look at, like, in Numbers 11, or Elisha with Elijah, man, or what the Most High Yahushua does for us. Like, they always don't. They are coming in the aspect of, like, not wanting to misuse, but if they do come in the aspect, man, the energy vampire, man, gotta kind of get away from that, man. Kind of just suck all of it out of you, then then go on to the next, man. But anyway, hopefully it's just edifying. So peace.